Ulrika's back as well. Hi. Okay, YouTube's doing all sorts of funny things now. This is weird. Okay, audio. Better? Good? Bad? Ugly? Ulrika. Oh, lordy. Stream is healthy, apparently. Hi, Colzo. I can see you back too. Did you find me again okay? I'm keeping a very close eye on things over here. Weirdly delayed. Why is this doing this to me? I don't know what to do about this, guys. Okay, I'm going to have to do some Googling, I think. Oh, I think this might be an OBS issue, honestly. Let's have a little look, see what we can find. Still delayed. Setting an audio delay. No, we don't want to set an audio delay. We want to get rid of it. It might be YouTube. I really hope that it's not. What is wrong with these streams? Latency Latency in your network connection can cause audio delay. Check if you have a stable and fast internet connection. Yes, I do. For once, I do. YouTube has been having issues with lives. Have they, Thinker, Dreamer, Sketcher, Spy? I'm gonna have to come up with like a shorter screen name, like nickname for you. That's a mouthful to say out loud. I don't have that much control over it. Like setting the delay with a negative value, I wish I did. Unfortunately not. Right, okay, well I think I'm just testing my internet connection again just to make sure. But my internet has been particularly good. The only thing I've got access to is the latency, so I've set that to normal. And what that does is that, you know, gives a bit of a delay before you guys see and hear what I'm doing. So that, you know, that usually gives it time to catch up. So in terms of the meters on OBS, which is the program that streams, the audio meters are keeping up, like they're synced, so it's definitely not that. Internet so fast the video charges ahead. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay, I'm just checking to see if there's anything else I can do. Make sure your console is not overheating and has enough resources for streaming. We've definitely got no problems in that department either. Right, okay. I don't really know what to do here, guys. As far as YouTube is telling me, I've got a really good connection. The latency is normal. And my internet speeds are 60 meg download and 23 up. That's quite fast for me. It's the upload speed that's more important. And you can usually function on a live stream with like 5 and I've got 23, so it's not my internet connection. I don't know, what do you guys want to do? Do we want to call it off and try again next Wednesday? Because we can do it next Wednesday instead. Or do you want to sort of charge ahead? I feel like if there's only 14 of you in the chat just now, it might be worth just calling this off. I don't think it's going to catch up with itself, honestly. But I don't really know what else to do other than like take time to look into it, and not when I'm live, obviously. So tell me your thoughts, guys. Tell me what you think. Thea's saying it might really be YouTube. Found a website that tracks issues, and there've been lots of people saying audio video don't sync up. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, it's not. Oh, so basically not fixable. Kind of knew that already. I mean, it's up to you guys. It's for me, it's more about viewer experience. You know that I like to interact with you, and there is going to be a substantial delay, but is it not really irritating watching when the audio and the video don't match up together? Like, is that not bug the living daylights out of everyone? Because it bugs the living daylights out of me. Oh, hi Yvonne, I didn't see you sneak in there either. Yeah, I'll be going to top down, so I suppose it wouldn't really matter as much if I'm top down because you don't have to look at my mouth going blah 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 and everything not matching up. Okay, will we do that then? Will we just stick with top down camera and then you don't have to look at my mouth? Also means you don't have to look at my outrageous eyeshadow as well. Yeah, well, I think we can cope with that. I'm sorry guys, this is the second stream that's been like an issue, and it's so irritating because I spend a lot of time getting stuff ready and like making everything cool. Yeah, Jill, that's true. I'm okay with that though. Okay, right, let's just go to top down. Do. Oh, there we go. How's that? Better. It's all better. Okay, let's make a wee start then. Um, right, hi Jan. See you sneaking in as well. Yeah, Yvonne's only in because she's on holiday. She's on her holly bags. First and foremost, like the most important thing, I have finished my water quota for today, and you know the rules. You know the rules. You know the rules. If I finished all my water on a Wednesday, I am allowed to drink beer. Got news for you guys. Already started my beer. I'm on a beer Moretti today. I do like a good Italian beer, so that's my tipple of choice. So I've got a couple sitting here as well. Also, I have some wine gums here as well. Not really a sweetie eater, but I take weird notions every now and then, and wine gums is one of those things that I kind of like. I've had this packet in the cupboard for about 4 or 5 weeks, and I've had to keep it hidden from Mr. Jem because he's a total sweetie monster, so he does not know these are in existence, and that's the only reason that they're still here. Anyway, so now that we've got snacks sorted out, probably like the unhealthiest thing ever. I'm not inspiring much confidence here. Right, let's take, time's going on. Let's take a quick crack at the exciting news that we've got 3 new colours in the stash shop today of Julia Kay's paints. Oh, goodness me. Now we're going to have autofocus issues, and we're also going to have exposure issues. Can't be doing with this today. Look, what is that? Here we go. So we've got Julia. Come on, autofocus, you can do it. We've got Tindra and we've got Gustav as well. All ready for your excitement here. So we're gonna get cracking with these and show you what is what. So we've picked these colours specifically. First of all, I know that quite a lot of you like to. Oh, right way round. No, was right way round the first time. I know that a lot of you obviously are quite creative. You're quite arty, and we wanted to choose colours for November that you could use. You know, for making like Christmas cards, or if you're like me, you like to do postcards instead. So I thought a wee quick demonstration wouldn't go amiss. I've left these ones in the packaging just so that you can see what they look like. Tindra is a little bit of a dark horse, figuratively speaking. It's actually a multicolour shimmer, but on camera you don't see all the colours. It tends to pick up the green pigment, and I don't really know why. But the best way to do it is to show you and waggle the paper about. So that's basically what I'm going to do. But I've left those like there just so that you can see them in the wrappers, because these swatches that are on the front of these are ones that Julia has done by hand. Like this isn't printed. She actually sits when she makes up the pans and she like paints on them, so that I thought that was quite cute. But obviously I have something prepared earlier. This is my Julia pan that's got a hole in it, as Mr. Jem would say. And I've got my other palettes here with the other colours. So what I would like to do first of all is grab my little Derwent spritzer here. Move these ones out of the way now that you've seen what they look like in the wrappers. And I'll maybe zoom out a wee bit. I think we're super zoomed in. Let's do that. So this is my shimmer palette. As you can see, it's full. it's actually full. But Julia's supposed to be in here, so I'm kind of like, you know, this is the idea behind it. I'm going to have to get another shimmer palette. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to give that a wee scoosh, let it soak in a little bit. And also in my plain colour palette here, I have Gustav. And you can see this is all the pretty greens. Now, the thing with Gustav is it is a flat colour. And when I say flat colour, I mean it doesn't have any shimmer, metallic or glitter pigment in it. It is a straight, normal person's colour. And the nice thing about Gustav is a granulating colour, so that means you get little bits in it when it dries, and it gives you, you know, a little bit of interest, a wee bit of texture. Everything's marvellous. So that's really good. I've realised I haven't brought Tindra over with me. Damn it. Everything looks pretty in the pan, Danny. And in this little tin here, I have got the, these are all the, I call them the fancy pants colours, but the one we're going to look at is Tindra, so it's this one here. So again, in the pan, Tindra doesn't actually look like anything at all. It just looks like, it looks like just basically like a white pearlescent type pigment. That's not the way it works at all. So we're going to grab quite a big paintbrush. I want to be quite liberal with this to show you. Let me have a little dig about here. Where is my... Oh, that might be a bit overkill. Nah, it's not. We'll be fine. I thought I had a rag float. I thought I was more organised than I actually am. How irritating. It's just not going to go my way. Okay, so let's start with Julia, because it's kind of sad there on its own. I'll pick up some of this colour. So Julia, obviously, lovely blue colour. Quite a muted shade, but the shimmer is spectacular. Like, it's super, super nice. And I kind of thought about this colour as, you know, like maybe like a winter sky, or, you know, if you were looking for maybe some sort of like shadowy snow that had a bit of dimension to it, that kind of thing. I just think it's a really nice winter colour, honestly. So that was kind of the reason that I picked that, and also I felt it was important that we have like Julia's namesake colour in the collection as soon as possible. I just felt that was appropriate too. So, you know, there's that. So on to Gustav now. Gustav looks a lot lighter in the pan than he is in real life. So if we do this here, oh, look. So nice rich green colour. I always kind of think of you know, like Christmas foliage. Like, I think of the colour of leaves for mistletoe, that kind of thing. But you can see there, like, oh, it's so good. They're so nice. So nice. And it's actually quite a muted colour. It looks really vibrant, especially like the lighter area here on camera. Obviously got a lot of studio lights and stuff on. It is a little bit more chilled out than that, but it's just such a pretty colour. And this mixes really well with yellows as well. So if you wanted a bit more of a sort of, I would call it a chartreuse colour, then that is the one for you. And this also does really well with your Tindra. See, if you wanted this with a sparkle in it, then you could put Tindra, mix it in, or if you wanted to leave it to dry for, you know, a good length of time, you can put Tindra over the top of it. So I'm going to show you Tindra in here, and then we'll let it dry. And then I'm going to stick it on some, I've got some black paper here as well. I'm just trying to pick up a little more of that in there. Oh my goodness. Oh, my hand's just going for it. So you can see there doesn't look like there's a lot going on. You can see it on the desk though. Ha ha ha. Oh, I thought I had a rag. Why have I not got a rag? Oh, I do. I do. This rag just happens to match my shirt. It is not part of my shirt. But yeah, so when you see it there, it doesn't look like there's an awful lot going on. But the point of Tindra is it can be mixed. So you can see there's like a bit of a sheen to it. But say with the naked eyeball, you can see all the little multicoloured particles. And it is very, very cute. So we'll let that dry. I'm going to pop this off to the side just now. Have a wee wipe down while we're here. And for demonstrating this came in a scroller box, and you can use it. Look, I've got Julia all over me. Goodness me. Can't take me anywhere, guys. Oh, Danny thinks I used my sleeve. I didn't use my sleeve. Did I use my sleeve? No. Yeah, anyway. That's it. Okay, right, okay, yeah, lost the thread there. Yeah, you can see that I've used this to test stuff out, so that is what we are going to do. Now, weirdly, if any of you saw the thumbnail earlier, the interesting thing is that all of these paints go well on black paper. Now, if you've got a bit of a shimmer or a sheen, you would assume that it would show up in some format on black paper. And obviously with Julia's paints, that tends to err on the side of there's going to be tons of it shows up just because the amount of pigment that she uses in her recipes, which I have obviously seen firsthand. So that, I mean, this is just so pretty on black paper. It is so pretty. And then this is the thing as well. Gustav, not a colour you would expect to show up on this paper. Look. I mean, look. Come on now. And even if you dilute it out a little bit, obviously it will disappear the more water that you've got. But you can still use that on black paper. I always think about like a nighttime scene, and then you've got the sort of, you know, like if you had trees kind of sitting in the foreground, that kind of thing. Then that's what I'd be using that for. But you can see the granulation there as well. It's like, oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do it. Now, make sure my brush is really, really clean here. Jan, I used to use my trousers all the time when out urban sketching. Never remembered to take a cloth, and that's funny. Right, I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. There's one thing using a sleeve, but your pajamas, really? To be fair, I don't do much painting in pajamas. Yeah, a sleeve seems kind of acceptable. But yeah, I try not to use my clothes if I can help it, only in a pinch. I really love this paintbrush as well, guys. If any of you are interested, it's the Jackson's Raven. It's really good for splashing colour about. Ulrika, I have oversized shirts I wear when painting, which I don't mind using as a rag. And I know I'm messy. Well, at least you're aware of it. At least you're aware of it. Okay, so we're starting to dry in now, so you can see that. You can see that granulation there. Try and zoom this in a little bit. It'll be more apparent when it's dry, but you can see it happening there. Tilt that a wee bit. But I mean, these colours are gorgeous on black paper. So let's take Tindra now. Pick up some of this. Old PJs. Okay, so not the PJs that you're actually like wearing. That makes me feel slightly better about that. Okay, so I've tried to load that up with as much of the sparkle as possible. I really wish I could show you this like in the flesh because this looks very, very green, but there's pink and all sorts in there. Like there's a lot of pigment going on. A lot of pigment. There's a lot of sparkle going on, but you can see the amount of sparkle there because of the studio lights. So that's always something. So yeah, now rather in the PJs than the regular clothes. Right, okay, right, let's just have a really quick poll here. This is interesting. I want to know how many of you are in your pyjamas. This will be interesting. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? Right now, so let me start sort of tilting about here. So like the primary shimmer is green, but all the colours are there. All the colours are there, and it's so pretty. And again, I was thinking, you know, maybe if you had like a winter scene, so say there was a lot of snow or you're using a lot of grey or black, this would be great to indicate like an icy road or even just a reflection of the snow. So Thea wants to paint her walls with Tindra. Okay, I don't know what you could try. I think that would be quite an expensive endeavour though, Thea. 56% of you are saying yes that you are in your pyjamas. I think I should maybe have narrowed that down to do you paint in your pyjamas? Because I mean I'll sit with a sketch pad and a pencil. You know that I will definitely do in my pyjamas, but I tend not to paint in my pyjamas. So you can see what's happening now, and this is what I was talking about earlier. As Tindra is drying, you can mostly see the green pigment, but when I'm looking at this with my eyeballs, this is all multicoloured. I can see purple, I can see yellow, I can see orange, as well as the green pigment, and I don't know why the camera wants to pick that up so much. But you can see now as well, this part of Julia, so this top part is dry, so it's dried a little bit lighter. And again, like just the sheen on that is absolutely lovely. Really, really nice. Again, I think like an iced over lake or something. And well, you know, the Gustavs, it's just lovely. It's so good. So good. Nye likes painting at night when it's quiet, so often happens to be when you're in your PJs. Well, there you go then. That kind of answers my question, doesn't it? Okay, so there you go, guys. That is the three colours that are available in the stash shop now. And I always think that I just think that it's all very well saying, oh, look, we've got these new colours out, but until you see them, like this is why I appreciate Julia's paints so much, because they are so pretty in the flesh when you see them actually moving about and see them being, you know, like pushed out onto the paper with water. It really kind of brings them to life. I mean, they still look pretty in the pan. It's like, oh, Julia's paints look pretty. But I just feel that these three were a really good addition to what we've already got. There will be another three colours coming out at the beginning of December, and we've got another three coming in January as well. But we've picked these colours specifically coming into the festive period because I know a lot of you might be painting things for gifts for friends or family or whatever. So you can get them over at the stash shop. They are retailing at £7 each, so they're the same price as the rest of them, keeping them all the same price. And you can head over there and grab your whichever's. I think a lot of you might be Tinder. Just saying, 70% of you are in your pyjamas. Okay, right, this is just getting silly now. Okay. Hi Elise, glad to see you back again. Apologies for that. We're not any better off, so we've just stuck with top down view because then you don't have to watch the not syncing between my mouth and the sounds. Right, so I'm going to pop these away now. Pop them aside. Question that you might have already answered somewhere else. Yes, fire away, Colzo. Fire away. I'm awaiting. Bye, pretty colours. Are Julia's paints light fast? That's a really good question. Some of them are and some of them aren't. It depends on what pigments are used in them. So you have to go and look specifically, or you can email her or message her, and she will be able to tell you which ones are completely light fast and which ones aren't. She does list the pigments that she uses. So especially with the likes of the flat colours, like with Gustav, obviously the light fastness is much more is much easier to trace than those that are the sparkly ones. So I can kind of like half answer that question, but Julia is the person that's best equipped to answer that question. Okay, let me put these paints away. Gustav is such a dark horse on dark paper. You're quite smitten by that. Gustav's actually one of my favourite colours. It was one of the very first pans that Julia sent me. She sent me Gustav and she sent me Spira, which is a similar green that's got gold in it. I think yeah, Spira is this one here. So if I show you up in the tin, so it's got a green base, but it's got like a gold shimmer in it, and I was absolutely overjoyed by that. And they've been some of my favourites from the very beginning, so there you go. So that was another reason why I wanted to introduce it, because obviously I use a lot of green, and Gustav just hits the spot with that one. It's all good. Right, I'm just trying to kind of like move everything out of the way. A bit out of hand here. To be fair, it's been quite chaotic today, but because I've started filming Cavemas stuff now, I'm still trying to film other videos as well, which kind of gets in the way. So yeah, today's been really busy. Tomorrow's also going to be really busy. The other thing that's concerning me as well is that we're live streaming again tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be doing a colour and chat live stream tomorrow afternoon. So I really hope that YouTube sorts itself out for live streaming for tomorrow afternoon, because I don't really want to go through this again. Elise has a question outside of Arteza. Does anyone know of an art supply advent calendar? Elise, I was having a look the other day and I couldn't find anything like specific. There seems to be loads of like art and craft ones for kids, but there was nothing in the sort of premium territory. Calls how is it almost Cavemas again? I don't know. It just happens real quick. I am not in the market for an art advent calendar this year because I have a Lego one. Let's Make Art has won 12-day, $150. Holy Moses. Hi Christine, thanks for that info. Yeah, that's great. Let's Make Art's an American company though, so $150 for an advent calendar, and then the shipping to the UK would be absolutely crazy. Because I did look, was it last Cavemas? And we did all the boxes at once. And I actually looked at getting a Let's Make Art box sent over, and I was priced out of it by the shipping was something like $70. I'm sure that was Let's Make Art. It's Christmas next month. Same time of on 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll be finishing off the Hannah Carlson page. You know, the unicorn page. And what's the book called? Tales from the City Amongst the Stars. Upcrate has one, but shipping can get expensive. Are Upcrate doing an actual advent calendar? I thought it was just a big Christmas box they were doing. The other company as well, if you remembered last year, guys, Julia sent me the advent calendar from the pen store. They're doing one again this year. I haven't ordered one, but they do have one available, and there's quite a lot of obviously pens and things, but there was sketchbooks and things in that one as well, so that might be worth checking out as well. It's a public one tomorrow, Colzo. It's just in place of the normal Thursday colouring video. We just decided we'd do it as a live stream because there's no new techniques or no new content. It's literally doing the same thing that we've done before. So we thought we'd just chat away. There might be some ads coming up for you guys now. I've just had a notification, so I'll make sure you don't miss anything important. Last year, Upcrate was an actual calendar. Yeah, I just don't know if they're doing one again this year. Thinker, I'm just going to stick with Thinker, that's easier. But I do know they've got the like a big Christmas box of supplies, like a bumper box. Let's just look that up. I might as well just now while there's an ad running for some guys. I think they do have one. Let's see. I don't want to join your newsletter. No, they don't. They don't have one this year. It's just the Upcrate Big Christmas box, so which is €89, so 90 euros. Save your big Xmas box now. In 2023, our advent calendar turns into a massive Xmas box. Okay, there you go. It's now available to order, ships immediately. Multiple new art supplies such as Liquitex, Winsor and Newton, Lefranc, Lunel, etc., as well as those that have been in previous boxes like Vivida, Van Gogh, Calibri, Tombow, etc. All boxes have a different set of art supplies. All boxes have a total weight of about 5 kilos. Defected items due to shipping will not be replaced when the MSRP, so the recommended price, of all items in the box still exceeds €160. Well, okay, and that ships free within Germany. Shipping worldwide. In the UK, it's €16. I don't know what it is to the rest of the world, but there we go. There's some information for you. I hope that is that was helpful. Did you get a Christmas advert? Oh, goodness me. Colzo really wants to get some budget mid-range colour pencils that are better than Crayola but not polychromos for play, not work arting. That sounds mildly scammy, to be honest. Anne-Marie, are you talking about the Upcrate box? All right, Angela, we'll see you later. Right, okay. So let's get to the work in progress part. I don't know how many of you remember this little relic here. This was the Infinity Zine from the Artful box. And we did decide at the time that using paper this thick maybe wasn't the best idea. This has not aged well sitting on the shelf. The paint has actually started to peel off. But what I would like to do is I would like to maybe finish off this side and see if we can make it a little bit prettier. Yeah, see with the Upcrate box, I think the only thing that's bothering me is the fact that it's like different supplies. So no two boxes are going to be the same. So you've really got nothing to compare it to. Yeah, okay. I've got my massive tub of paint markers here as well. And funnily enough, these are the colours here that I was using. Well, not that side, on this side. Ta-da! So you can tell I haven't done much with them. I am just going to try and clear a space here because this is outrageous. I can put my paintbrushes back now. Go back up on the shelf. Yeah, Anne-Marie's made a valid point. It makes it feel like they'll just shovel stuff into boxes by weight and hope that nobody whines. Yeah. Well, see, if you remember that there was kind of a bit of that with Artful as well. They touted what they were calling a mixed media box, and it felt like it was kind of like them just like purging the back stock that hadn't sold. That's the way I felt about it anyway. I don't know if anyone else felt like that about that particular box, because it was stuff we'd had before as well as subscribers. Right, I'm just going to pop this over slightly. Can zoom out a little bit. Right, guys, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Jock's kind of hovering a bit. Just catching up with the chat here. Thea says she's already a bit upset with Upgrade, so that's just adding to it. Didn't the Upgrade Advent also bung a bunch of repeat supplies in from there? Yeah, see, this is the thing. See, if they did that, I wouldn't be mad about it if it wasn't expensive and they made you aware that that was what they were doing. It's when they kind of like hype it up with all this excitement. It's like, oh, these supplies are worth X, Y, and Z, but we're not going to tell you what they are. And then you get this whatever it is, and you've already got it. I mean that's kind of like a bit pissy, I think. I just want to quickly show you Tindra now that's dried on the white paper. So if you can see there catching the light, it just looks as if the paper is wet. Obviously it's not, it's dry. But again, there's a little bit of multicolour in that, and it's a lot more delicate. I wish I could show you this. Let me zoom right in. Oh, right. See just the angle it's at there. Can you see it there? That's more like what I can see with my naked eyeball. That multicolour that you're seeing there, you can see some of the pink in it as well. That's what it looks like on black paper as well. It's not, it's just for some reason the black paper and the combination of the black paper and the pigment just makes cameras go crazy and they don't know what they're doing. But it is actually multicoloured and it's very, very pretty. So again, that would look really nice as like a snow reflection if you're going to use it on white paper. But also, you can stick it over the top of these colours and it's not going to interfere with the base colour in terms of changing the colour. So anyway, I just thought that was worth showing you. I need to find the pen and it's not this pen. I don't know, it might be this pen. It's been that long since I did this, I can't remember. Let's just test that out. Is that, no, that's pink. So it's not that one. Okay, I'm going to go on a mystery hunt here to find the pen that I was using. It looks like a light... Oh, now. I know this would have been one of the artful paint pens and I didn't keep them. I put them in the stash shop. So I'm going to have to try and find something to match this up with. Well, that's made this significantly more interesting. I might just go with the pink actually. I've got a thicker pink one. Light pink. Yeah, I've got that in a 3M. I might use that. Let me see what else I've got in here though. A bit of digging about, you know. I'm sure I had like a lilac colour though. It does look like Snowthea, yeah. Right, let me have a little rummage about here. All the paint pens. I don't think I'm into the hot pink. Did I not have a lilac colour? I could have almost sworn I had a lilac colour. Pinks. Yeah, now here we go. That's a bit more like it, isn't it? Yeah, right, let's use this. Move this back out of the way again. So yeah, let's talk about our original topic then, which was brought about obviously by me showing the Julia colours. My favourite colour is green. The reason that green is my favourite colour is because I am very in tune with nature. Obviously I live on a farm. I'm surrounded by a lot of trees and things, and we tend to work in rhythm with the seasons, which kind of like tunes you into nature whether you like it or not. And obviously I like to draw and paint a lot of things in nature, but also I was very, very unwell as a young woman in my 20s, and that's part of my mental health story, which I'm not really up for telling today. But one of the things that I was taught to do, or was told to try, was to find a calm place. And apparently 2 of the most common places to reduce anxiety and stress is by the sea, so on the beach, and in a forest. And the reason for that is that I find green a really calming colour. So it'll come as no surprise to you that my new front door is green, that my bedroom is green. Now that is a very important room for me specifically to be a calm room, because I struggle sleeping. Not so much now, but yes, sleep issues are quite a big thing for me. So my bedroom is green. My living room is green, which is obviously the room I like to relax in. And I just find it a very aesthetically pleasing colour because it comes in so many shades. My personal favourite is sage green, closely followed by like a more kind of olivey green. So I would love to hear from you guys, and for you to tell me not only your favourite colour, but why it's your favourite colour. Like what draws you to it, what makes it your go-to colour. You can see now this was the moon reflection. I'm like, what are all these squiggles here? It's the moon. So let's come down here. I don't really know if I want to go back to this dark colour or not. That's really dark though. Kind of want to add stuff in here. This is actually from the dark. There is like a dark set of Poscas. And there's a really dark like berry red colour in it as well. Really pretty. Yeah, I don't think I want to do much more with that. Let me just spread this out. I'll try these colours here. That's close enough if I wasn't using it before. Thea gets anxious in forests. Thea, I really have to ask why. What makes you anxious about the forest? Like, I can't think of anything like opposite. Colzo, orange is one of my favourites in terms of mood tracking, but you own a lot of pink stuff. Nice. Patty likes blue and teal. Danny Sprinkles. Mr. Sprinkles, it says pink's his favourite colour because it's the colour of everything sweet in the world. Oh my goodness, what a romantic. Mr. Sprinkles, what are we going to do with you? Do you know, that reminds me of the saying that I happen to use quite a lot, and it's about when people ask me about drinking Jack Daniels, and the standard answer is nice girls are made of sugar and spice, bad girls are made of Jack Daniels and ice. I don't know why that reminded me of that there, but that's quite entertaining. Anne Marie's favourite colour is blue, I think for similar reasons. You like the water, you like the sky. I want a dark blue living room. Oh, yes. Dark blue living room with gold accessories. Yes, yes, yes. 100%. I'm right into that. Really like that idea. See, because I've created these mammoth creases on this really thick paper, my Posca pen's not enjoying having to navigate around them. Ulrika, green is definitely my favourite. Grew up on the edge of a forest. A dad worked as a ranger, so back garden was a forest. Yeah. Jan Scott denies that Jack Daniels comment. I do not. Keep telling everyone, Jack and I have been having a long-standing affair for many, many years. Many, many years. Right, let me just try and get this crease. Oh. For those of you that have been kind of hanging about in all the streams, you'll be pleased to know that I got my commission finished, finally. It's been sent away, it's gone. I have actually got another one coming up, but the guy's not going to be ready until next week, which is, do you know that way half of me is kind of like, yes, a bit of breathing space, and the other half of me is like, no, get it out the way because of Cavemas. So there's that. But I'm kind of like turbocharged on wanting to do stuff in graphite just now, because there was a while there where I just didn't have time, and I normally just graphite draw for myself because I like it. And I think with Cavemas coming up, I'm perfectly aware that I'm not going to have time. So I think that's why the need is great right now. I'm like, do it while you can, because you're not going to get the chance. Navy, indigo, mustard, gold, bronze. Yeah, absolutely. I was actually going to say mustard's a really nice accent colour if you're going to have a dark blue living room. Mustard's a lovely accent colour. Daria's favourites are blue and green, that's why she likes the cave logo. Oh, you're gonna... Daria, are you around tomorrow afternoon for the colouring stream? If you are, I've got something wonderful to show you. I won't spoil the surprise. But just based on that comment, you're gonna like it a lot. I just hope that YouTube sorts itself out. I'm really disappointed because my internet connection is so good today, and that would have made for a really nice smooth stream. Dark blue. Nah, I once had a 4-year-old tell me her favourite colour was magic, which turns out is a sparkly rainbow. Oh my god, that is freaking adorable. That is 100% adorable. Like, that's why I love small kids, because they say stuff like that and you can't argue with them. Like, you just can't. I love it when little kids say stuff like that. We were watching last night. Mr. Jem and I are taking some time out to make sure we chill out in our not quite finished living room. And we're watching the last season of Mayans MC, if anybody watches that or has watched Sons of Anarchy. And there's a little baby in it. And obviously the kids they're like child or baby actors, and it's really funny because all the babies grab a hold of the guys' beards. I don't know why babies have such a fascination with beards, but Mr. Jem gets it all the time. Mr. Jem is amazing with babies, like, and I mean like little babies as in, you know, smaller kids. And one of the things is they always want to touch his beard. And we were laughing about that last night. So I said to him, I was like, see, you'd fit in just fine in the mines because the kids would want to touch your chin. Really funny. I wonder what that fascination is. I think it's maybe just because mums don't necessarily have hair on their chin, and it's like, oh, this is new. Can I touch your face? Magic sounds like a Julia colour. I'm going to tell her that. I don't think she's around this afternoon. I did speak to her earlier. She was most unimpressed that it was snowing in Sweden this morning. But I shall tell her that that might be an idea. And when he's waiting for our toddler to stop drawing on the walls before you paint anything, yeah. Yeah. Ulrika, we had awful red walls and a slightly different red carpet. Oh, you want to see our house just now? We have a room. Now, let me just explain this. For those of you that have watched Friends at any point in your life, also R.I.P. Matthew Perry. I was very upset by that news the other day. The back door of Monica's apartment, if any of you remember that, was a really attractive shade of lilac. We have an entire room that's painted that colour, but they also thought it would be a great idea to have a purple carpet as well. It's an absolute headache, and unfortunately, the entire house is like that. The house is just like stuck in 1996, and we're having to chip away at it. But the family that were here before us were here a long time and ran the farm. But we kind of think that they decorated the place when they moved in, and then that was, the last of the decorating. So we've got a long slog ahead of us, but yeah. So I sympathise. Have you? Is your carpet not like a terracotta colour? Because that's what we've got in our hallway. And you've seen the lovely blush pink carpet in the cave as well. That's not getting changed just now though, because Jock will wreck it just the same. It does smell of dog already, so like yeah. Same time tomorrow, calls 2 o'clock. Keep it simple. I'm getting a lot of coverage with this marker. This is good. She followed that with it's a real colour, Oh, that's so amazing. Yeah, oh, it's beautiful. Maybe I'll take a picture for you and post it up the purple room. It's unfortunately going to be our guest bedroom as well. So anyone that comes and stays, which is Papa Gem and Mama Gem usually, they have to put up with this very very purple bedroom for the time being. We've picked a nice muted shade called Biscuit Crumbs instead. I think that'll be a relief for everyone. The walls were browny red. Ooh, oh no. That's quite something. The living room carpet in our house was red. It's gone now. We've got a nice neutral carpet in to match my sage green walls. um, but yeah, that's so you know where I'm coming from. There's nothing worse than when someone's got very like opposing taste to you for interior decorating, or worse, the decor's been there for 20 odd years. I find that quite disturbing. The weird thing is, like, the hallway, they painted it like a kind of, it's halfway between magnolia and lemon yellow, like it's somewhere there on the scale, and the terracotta carpet. So it was very on trend in 1996. Um, but we were just saying that we'll probably have to paint the walls a similar colour, because it's like a lot of it's a corridor and it's very very dark unless you've got the doors open into the rooms, so you have to paint it a really light colour, and I don't want a cold colour. So yeah, and do I really want a pink hallway? The answer's probably no, I'm not that into pink. So dilemmas. But yeah, the terracotta carpet, the red carpet in the living room, I couldn't wait for that. So it was one of the things I hated most about this house. The terracotta carpet is a close second, but it has to stay for now until the rest of the rooms are done. It's the last thing getting done. The indigo hue pen calls, this one, or the one that I'm using. The one that I'm using is actually grey, I think. This is slate grey. The darker one, which I said was from the dark set, that's navy blue. But I wonder, actually, let me see if I can dig out the other ones that came in that set, because it's not a set of Poscos I see around very often, but it is in existence, I promise you, I'm not making it up. Let me have a little dig about. I'm sure that it came with a black in it as well. I'm almost certain. Weirdly as well, I've got a still sealed brown. I don't know where that came from. because I've already got brown. Right, let me see if I can dig these out for you. This one, khaki green, that came in the set too. Oh, wooden flooring, pretty. Thea's asking me if I prefer warm colours. It depends. For the house, yes, because the light generally in Scotland is grey, and in the winter it's very dark and cold, so I prefer warmer colours. Yeah, the one I was using on the background is this one, is slate grey. So there you go. There's the blue next to it. I want to know where the rest of these are. They're dark red as well. Hi, Nikki. That one came in the set too, and that is a dark red. Unsurprisingly, that was imaginative, wasn't it? And I'm sure there was a darker brown that came too, and then a black. Yep, there it is. Unimaginatively dark brown. Dark brown. And then just like a normal standard black. So there you go. If you're looking for darker colours in Poscas, that's the set that I bought. It is available. Yeah, okay. Maybe not your normal expectation of Posca colours, but nice to know that the variation is there. The other thing I really like as well, and I don't know if these are of interest to you guys, I've got these ones, which is the mopper ones. These are quite new. So see if you're doing big canvases or like painting on walls or windows, this is actually a sponge. Oh. And it makes for really fast flowing paint as well, so if you want to cover a large area quickly, you can do it. And if you press, you know, if you squeeze a bit and press, you can get like sort of run marks as well. I used them last year when I decorated the window of my local post office, which is no longer my post office. They came in really handy, and obviously used the big chunky monkeys, the 7Ms as well. That's just a great big bullet tip. There's also chisel tip versions as well, somewhere. Yeah, the 8K. So yeah, plenty of variation, but if any of you are looking to cover a big area, I would highly recommend these. These are great fun, and they come in quite a good range of colours as well. Anyway, now that I've finished marketing for Posca, I'm gonna swig a beer. Oh. Hello, Carabarinas. Thanks for coming. We've got a very big sound delay, so just bear with me, but that's why we're also in top-down mode only. Nikki, you missed all the stuff with the new Julia K colours. I just demonstrated them out, so you might want to go back a bit and watch them. But just to give you a quick... the reason I'm doing this, guys, is Nikki's interested in buying the paints. This is like a tailored service. Where's my black pad gone? Yeah, so Nikki, there's Gustav, which is the green one. That's a flat granulating colour. There is Julia, which is a blue shimmer, and Tindra, which is a transparent background with a multi-colour shimmer in it. And this is them on black paper here as well. So Gustav works on black paper. This is Julia, and that is Tindra. So there you go. That's what you're up for. If you want some of them, you can head on over to the stash shop. Thea, could you stick the link to the stash shop in the chat for me, please? I've also seen some abstract painters use the mopper ones. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're really good fun. They do take a bit of getting used to. Like, there's a bit of a learning curve with them, but once you've got it, you're good. Got another ad coming in just under a minute, guys, so if you're not on YouTube Premium, you're going to see an ad. I will just carry on here, get this little corner finished off, and then we'll try and do something a bit more exciting here. I love Thinker's comment about the Molotov ones. He's like, you really want to try them, but no idea what you're going to do with them. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I probably wouldn't have the Posca ones if I hadn't been doing Windows. That probably wouldn't have been a thing for me. What Mr. Jem doesn't know as well is Mr. Jem's office is a separate building. It's down at the old farmsteading, so it's not even near the yard. And he has got one of the little old-fashioned windows with the square panes in it. And what he doesn't know is I'm going to make them look as if they've got snow piled up on them and put loads of snowflakes in them. And I'm going to do it like when he's not looking. Oh, that's okay, Patty. Even if we're here as a to keep you occupied in between stuff, then that's great. You're more than welcome to be here. Get in there. I'm trying to remember what was going on in this. I think I just made a boo boo, didn't I? That stream was a while ago. My brain doesn't remember that far back. You didn't like the mopper? Yeah, they're definitely like there's definitely a learning curve to them. Definitely. Once you get the hang of them, though, they're pretty good. I say that you can work quickly with them, and that's what I like. Because when I did the shop window last year, I was working on the outside of the window. There was no way to get to the inside of the window, so I had to work quickly. And yeah, once I got going, the good thing with stuff like that as well, see if you make a mistake, you just wipe it off. It's ace. I would really like to do another window this year, and there's lots of little places in our local village, but obviously we've just moved and nobody knows me, so I don't really want to just start parading about. And plus as well, I really don't have time. Like, I want to do one, but I really don't have time. Right, there we go. That's a great one. Well done. Okay. This looks like a deformed sheep. I might have to put some darker colour in here. I need to find I had like a biscuit colour, but it's not really showing up. Is that too light? That's going to be lighter than that. I might have to go brown. Don't like sponge felt tips in general. Speaking of painting clothes, I have my dad's coveralls for. Oh yeah, that's a nice thing to have, is it not? Oh, that's really harsh. Oh, dagnam, I've just put my. Oh. Can't take me anywhere, guys. A little big, you're 6'1" and you're 5 foot. Oh, Patty. I'm going to turn this way so I don't put my hand in the wet paint again. You'd think by now I would know that. This. Did any of you catch Johanna Basford's live yesterday with her flip through of Small Victories? Does that look more like a plateau? Not really. It kind of looks like a forest where the light's just reflecting on all the trees at a wonky angle, which is kind of strange to me, but I want to kind of like... Oh, that feels horrible going over that crease there. Okay. I feel like I need to put more substance in here. Join this up. Roar. Now add in some more trees. I seem to like the fact that I've picked the pink and purple tree theme. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a cute size, the book. The idea behind Johanna's new colouring book is that it's for people that maybe don't have a lot of time to colour, um, and want to be able to achieve something, but also for people who know that it's a good mental health break for them. But they don't have to sit and like plough through 6 hours of colouring kind of thing. You can take it in 10-minute snippets, and some of the designs are absolutely freaking adorable. There's no double page spreads in it at all. So that the idea is that you do not spend ages doing it, and a lot of the pages it's like 4 or 6 small things, like because there was one where she had it was based on a food truck, so it's little vans, and one's like carrying trees, and one's, but they're only like, they're smaller than a credit card, so you could sit and colour them for maybe 20 minutes. Oh, that didn't go according to plan. That is not what I was trying to do there at all. Right, let's sort this out. So yeah, I was really impressed with it. It's been a while since I've sat down and really concentrated on a Johanna Basford book. After I did, after I finished Enchanted Forest, well, we had a dip into Rooms of Wonder, didn't we? But yeah, I kind of like went off her books for a while, but it's just because I really wanted to get that finished. I would quite like to go back to Ivy and the Inky Butterfly and finish it at some point. Yeah, that is a very good point actually. If I didn't already have World of Flowers, which is the guinea pig book that I use, I would be buying that as my like tester. Great for that. I was gonna say, Nikki, are you permanently in snow now? Is that you till the spring, or was you just getting a little bit of a flutter? I know it's snowing in Sweden, but it's not sticking, and it's just wet here. Okay, I'm gonna put some little bushes in here. I think. Oh, that's right on the crease, though. That's not helpful. That is not helpful. There we go. Look, that's cute. They just look like purple blobs. This is supposed to be sky as well. Oh, these are upside down. I've just realised I've put my trees in upside down. It's here for good. Oh goodness, Mickey. Yeah, I've just realised because I forgot this is folded up, isn't it? So that's supposed to be viewable that way. Right. Okay. I'm gonna fix these trees. I'm gonna fix them. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. I know how I'm gonna do it. I know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I would be able to cope. Damn, I've done it again. I don't know if I would be able to cope with snow for that amount of time every year. Um, I think that might make me a little bit sad. But in saying that, I suppose if you're equipped to deal with it, that's a different thing, isn't it? We here in the UK, I think we're probably better at it than we once were, but we're not equipped for masses and masses of snow. How's that for a fixed job in an upside down tree? Patty has all of her books and haven't finished or started them. That's one thing I will say. Enchanted Forest is the only colouring book I have finished, full stop. But I have coloured pages, multiple pages in all of her books. I do not have all of her books though, but obviously the ones I do have, I have significantly put a dent in them. You've been pre-ordered the new one. Well, see, I just felt the new one was really worth it for me. Because there was Worlds of Wonder. I didn't get that one. I was like, I don't need that in my life. But I feel like Small Victories, definitely a book I need in my life. I'm very selective about my books these days. Say they look okay, don't they? They kind of look like coral, which I'm not mad about. Yeah, so let's shut this off. Ha! See? Happy accidents. I have so many books. Many, many books. Well, I think we're all a wee bit guilty of that. Although I have to say I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Considering the occupation that's going on here, I think I'm actually fairly good. But I am quite selective. I was having this conversation with Jan. I don't know if Jan's still in the chat. Jan's found a colouring book online that she quite fancied, and it was on Amazon, and it's one of these self-published ones, and this looks like a person. Or did we decide that this was an astronaut or something? I'm pretty sure we decided that was an astronaut. Yeah, so we were talking about this colouring book, and it's one of the Amazon self-published ones, and there isn't a specific author listed. It's kind of like Jade Summer, and all the conversations that have been going on recently about AI generated colouring books, I would just steer clear of them, because you can't tell unless they explicitly say these are AI generated images. You're actually not going to know. So I have made the decision to only purchase colouring books from bona fide, well-known artists. So that was quite an interesting conversation I wasn't expecting to have this morning. Also finished her Doctor Who colouring book recently. That's amazing. Patty, sometimes the tag system doesn't work. You usually type in the @ symbol and then just start typing the person's name and it should come up, but it doesn't always highlight them in the chat. I don't know why. I think it's just YouTube being YouTube. Yeah, let's make this into a little... make this into a little astronaut. Oh, it's going to be such the dude. Well, that's what I'm saying, Patty. Like, you don't know it's AI. But generally, if there isn't an author or an artist mentioned, and there's lots of like really perfect looking images, you can usually, make that assumption. I feel like this person needs I need a little black Polska pen here. Polska. I found this very attractive lemon yellow. This must have been part of because this is not in English. This must have been part of like the pastel set. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, because there's the other one as well. These are so pretty. Like, they're lovely colours. I really like that lemony colour though. Bought a book a little while ago, not so sure if it's AI or not. Well, usually if the books are cheap as well, that's another really good indicator, because obviously if someone's had to sit and work on images, they're going to charge more for their colouring book. Thinker, Dreamer, Sketcher, Spy wants to create her own colouring book, but I don't colour, so it's but the thing is though, quite a lot of colouring book artists don't colour. You just have to be able to think like a colourist though, because there are things that, as a person that colours in, there's things that I want, but those wants vary drastically between one person and another as well. Danny went to her local art supply store yesterday and saw Tales from the City Amongst the Stars. Did you like that, Danny? That's funny. Yeah, excuse me, guys. That's just left over from being sick. I get this weird little tickle And it only happens like maybe once a day, but it's still there. That's just my lungs reminding me that I'm not fully there yet. Yeah, the self-publishing paper on Amazon, it used to be called Create Space paper. I don't know if it's still called that or not. But yeah, it was rubbish. Really, really toothy. Like super toothy. But that was a good couple of years ago. I thought they changed the paper since then. Might be wrong. Might be wrong. I'm looking for a black marker here. I'm not getting on very well. Oh, there we go. Right in front of me. Well, this is the thing, thinker. What's fun to colour varies dramatically between people. That's silver. That's not black. Oh, I can use silver. Okay. I personally hate mandalas. I hate patterns. I hate repetitive colouring. But some people find that really, really relaxing. So yeah, you know. Thea loves a good mandala, don't you, Thea? You like to draw them, though. How hard is it to find a black Posca pen in this world? Come on now. Is this black? Yes, finally. Jeez. Tales from the City Amongst the Stars colouring book. Yep, that's the one. It felt like printer paper. Oh. Right, let's put his little... Yeah, Tales from the City Amongst the Stars, Patty. That's the one I'm colouring in just now with the unicorns. That was a Daria said it's so toothy like colouring on a zipper. Do you remember who it was that said that, Daria? Doctor Who, Disney, Harry Potter. Steampunk. Okay, yeah, like see y'all people with your patterns. You can. It's so boring. Like, oh no, I need to know. I just, just can't get on board with the patterns. Yeah, so see, like Millie Marotta's books as well. I'm just like, no, absolutely not. Or things with a lot of architecture. So see, like churches, for example, that have got a lot of windows that are similar, or you know, like fancy bits, for want of a better phrase. Yeah, that does not appeal to me at all in colouring. Nope, 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 nope. I don't know what else. I'm gonna try and like fold this in half to decide. I think I kind of want a something here, but I don't know what the something is that I want. You think it was you, Daria? I remember a lady called Kate Collins Vino, who used to be in the colouring collection group, and it was a very, very long, like years and years ago, and I thought it was her that said it. It might have been you though. Nikki finished Inky and the Ivy Butterfly, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly for her granddaughter. Ah, that's adorable. Danny likes drawing Zentangles. Oh no. Anything symmetrical is a nope as well. I don't mind symmetrical. Maybe not too symmetrical. Right, come on guys, what am I putting in this empty space here? Help me out. Maybe I should put some rabbits. You know, like in the First Hunt sticker that we've got, you know, the moon bunnies. Not First Hunt, the moon bunnies. Patty's found the unicorns. Patty has found the unicorns. Yeah, that's the page that we're going to be live streaming that tomorrow at the same time, Patty, just to finish it off. So you could do that. Right, okay. I'm going to have some white rabbits here. Or let's have cream rabbits. Let's make it a bit more interesting. I'm going to have to test this out a little bit. Oh my! Oh, that was not supposed to happen. Okay, let's just spread that out a little bit. Oh, this pen is... There's this pen has problems. We're having issues. Okay. Marvellous. Maybe make the head a little bit bigger. Little bun tail there. Zoom in a bit. Can you even see that one? It's so small. So small. We have a lot of hares around here. We do not have a lot of rabbits, which I find interesting. That's a fat rabbit. Patty saw dragons in the book and bought it, didn't realise it was the same one with the unicorns. Yeah, well, I've got the Swedish version, Patty, so, you know, you wouldn't see the name of the book on the front of the book and for it to register, if you know what I mean. And I think all the covers for the Tales From books are quite similar from what I remember. So, yeah, nice surprise for you. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put some grasses around here now. I'm going to do them in purple though, so we're in keeping with the theme. Not with that pen, I'm not. Jeez, overkill. A 3M. I thought I had this in an even smaller one. Don't think I've got it in a 1M, so I'll have to go 3. Maybe this is like a prairie. Wee teeny buns, yep. Wee teeny buns. I have to say I am not a Doctor Who fan. It's not my thing. Now that Classic Who is available, you're going to binge. Awesome. We all need something to binge on. Okay. That's a bit better, isn't it? I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. That side certainly makes more sense now. So I fold this over. Try not to stick my fingers in the gosh darn paint. Yeah, so that's folded in like that. So if you're turning the pages, you've got a pond, you've got a little scene there, and there's up in the hill, and there's somebody on the top of the hill. But if we turn it this way, then you've also got this other scene as well, which obviously continues on round. And then if you fold it out, obviously you've got everything joining together. So if you fold it that way as well, oh, you can see where everything joins up. Oh, just put my fingers in the paint. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, this was an interesting experiment. I felt that the instructions weren't very clear with this. I think the instructions could have been better, and in hindsight I would have used much thinner paper. All the scratchy marks here, what's that all about? Over 800 episodes, are you guys kidding? You're never going to have to watch anything else again in your entire life. Seems we have quite a few Whovians in the chat. It's time for a wind gun, guys. Yes. I'll keep a couple out for later. These are just the Tesco. Tesco's a supermarket here in the UK, for those of you that are elsewhere. I like the Tesco wine guns though, they're pretty good. Jem's got herself a howler. Do you know, it's funny? See, for someone that's such a big reader, I don't actually belong to any like fandoms. Like, I'm not into Harry Potter. I'm not into Doctor Who. Or, well, like, I'm not into like the Marvel or DC universes. Like, I'm really not into stuff like that. And everyone seems really surprised by that. Like, I'm not into Star Wars or Star Trek either. I mean, I like them, don't get me wrong. It's just I'm not, like, fanatical about it. And people are always quite shocked by that when they talk to me. I don't know why. I really want to make this more plateau-y. I think I might take that brown. If anybody's got any suggestions for this, by the way, I'm open. Like, I am open to suggestions. What I am going to do is they'll put a little bit of this brown down the sides here. Danny says, don't really care to get involved in fandoms, finds it dampens your enjoyment of things. Well, see, I think part of it for me is that, see, the minute someone says, oh, like, oh, this is going to be really popular, or this is trending, or this is what everyone's reading or watching, that makes me automatically walk in the opposite direction. I never read or watch things when they're popular, because I think that you get caught up in the hype, and I always do it after the fact if I haven't done it already. A prime example of that is me watching Walking Dead now. I'm on season 5 of Walking Dead, and you know, I have a very different perspective on it than the people that watched and, you know, waited in anticipation for the new seasons. And I kind of like it that way. I'll put some more trees in. I think as well that Patty's saying her biggest fandoms are Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek, and anything Egyptian. Oh, hi Angela, nice to see you again. Yeah, I think the Star Wars thing would be pretty dangerous for me on account of the fact that I like to build Lego. That would become an even more expensive hobby, and Lego's already expensive enough. So let's not do that, you know? I've read all the Game of Thrones books there, but I never watched the TV stuff. And Patty's saying the Harry Potter books were better than the movies. Do you know, that's probably the only thing. I'm always the person that usually says, oh, the book's much better than the films. I absolutely hated the Harry Potter books. I'm just going to come out and say it. I didn't like the way they were written. They came out at the wrong time for me as well. Like, yeah, they just, that didn't suit me at all. I didn't watch the films till much later, but I really enjoyed the films, and I did try reading the books, and I'm like, nah, not happening. Man at least doesn't like popular media currently because everything is so real, like super depressing and violent and too close to real life. Do you know, that's really funny because I'm the opposite. I love really gritty, dark stuff. Like, I really do. Zelda Breath of the Wild, of course, Patty, of course. Marily's misses stuff like Friends. It's funny how everybody's got different opinions on things. Like, I'm having this with The Witcher just now because Mr. Gems never had anything to do with The Witcher until the Netflix series came out. And I'm like Witchered to death. Like, absolutely Witchered to death because I played all the computer games from the very beginning. And that to me is proper Witcher. So when the TV series came out, I was really like absolutely neutral about it. Like I didn't get excited about it at all. And I'd also read the books by that point as well, so that made me even less excited. Everyone's really hyped up for the TV series. I'm like, yeah, whatever. What were the last books I read that I thoroughly enjoyed? Oh, God, that's a really good question. Recently, I've actually just finished a book and it's a non-fiction book, and it's about algorithms and how they relate to AI. I like, in the real world though, so like how they're applied to Teslas and how it's helping cancer diagnosis and stuff. That was a really interesting book. So that's the last book I enjoyed. Before that, it was probably a Stephen King novel. I read I had like a series of short stories. I can't remember what the title of the book was. I just remember that the cover was red and it's quite a new one. And I enjoyed the short story format of that because I was reading that just as we were packing up the house, and that was one of the books that I left out to read as we were packing. In terms of a series of books, there hasn't been something I've really enjoyed for years, truthfully. Patty's gotten up to the main fight with Ganondorf, but no, I can't beat him. Also stopped hunting Koroks after I filled all my slots working on the side quest. Honestly, the Korok seeds, Patty, like don't torture yourself with them. It's not worth it. The fight with Ganondorf's really easy. You have you done? I don't want to spoil things for you. Like, have you tried the boss fight, Patty? Don't want. I'm not trying not to be spoilery, but I want to help you if I can. Yeah, there's so many of us book brats that are like, yeah, been there, done that. Okay, I don't know if I want to do much more to this. I just feel as if I'm making things worse at this point. Tracy played Harry Potter Crazy Golf in Blackpool. That sounds amazing. Oh, Patty's, you've beat Breath of the Wild. Oh, okay. I'm confused then. Are you talking about Tears of the Kingdom? Because I'm sure you just said you got up to the main fight, but you know you can't beat him. Ah, right, okay, yeah, yeah. No, neither have I. I've hardly played Tears of the Kingdom. I just haven't had time. I've only played a little bit of it. Breath of the Wild was great though. I love it. Can hear vehicles outside. I feel that this looks a little bit like a swimming pool. I think I might have to I might have to put some like little jaggy rocks and stuff in here so that we can differentiate between water and what looks like a magical pond of mystery. Tears of the Kingdom is indeed Thea. It's the follow up to Breath of the Wild. Some hole in ones, Tracy. Nice. Oh, June, Ulrika has just said that she's reread the Chronicles of Narnia. I really want to do that. Like, I actually might do that. All my books are still packed in boxes. None of my books are unpacked at all. I found a couple of random ones in other boxes, so I've got stuff to read just now. Um, but I'm waiting on new bookcases, which I'm not going to be getting until January, so everything's staying boxed up. I do have the Chronicles of Narnia somewhere. I will be digging them out now that you've said that. That's made me really happy, thank you. The other one that I really like to reread as well from my childhood is The Borrowers. I love that story. Love it. I think there was a TV series on that here in the UK at one point as well when I was quite young. It was on a Sunday night. I just remember my mum and I used to sit and watch it. Mama Gem's a huge book fiend as well. That's where I get it from. But yeah, The Borrowers, that was another good book. Getting in all the books. Do you know, I can't get into audiobooks. When I used to do a lot of running, people said to me, oh, like, don't listen to music, listen to an audiobook. But I found I wasn't really taking it in. Do you know that way? It was like in one ear and out the other. So that didn't work so well for me. So I'm not really into the... When I'm working, like when I'm doing my proper job, see if I'm doing database stuff, I can listen to audiobooks. You know, like, so database stuff's just basically really boring, like no thinking involved. I can listen to audiobooks then, but not when I was running. I didn't like it. I prefer to read a book, I think. I think, see if I had to commute to work, I think I would listen to audiobooks in the car or on the train or, you know, whichever format that I happen to take. I think I would probably do that. But seeing as my commute is basically across a corridor from one door to another, not really a problem. I find it interesting as well that you know, people are saying about mental health. I tend to like recede into computer games when mentally I'm not so good. But I also do the same with books because I find it's like a bit of escapism. Does anybody else do that when they're feeling a bit crappy? It sounds really windy outside. Oh no. The Phantom Toll Booth. That rings a bell, Danny Sprinkles. The Phantom Toll Booth. Why would I know that? Is that something that I'm likely to have read? I released old school classic fantasy. Read Lord of the Rings and loved it. I would, Tracy, I would pick something like really easy going to read, and possibly something that's quite funny. Um, have you ever read the Adrian Mole books, Tracy? Because I think you and I are around the same age. The Adrian Mole books are really funny. It's basically about, well, the first couple are about a teenage boy who's basically just really awkward. They're quite funny. I want some dark blue around this water. Like, this pond, this is very flat. I'm not happy about this. Where's that really dark blue that I dug out earlier? Just tossed it aside. Tossed it aside. It is. Also, I was just asked about ad revenue. Well, yeah, if you, as long as you watch the entire advert, I would imagine so. I'm not really sure. That just looks black against there. That's mildly irritating. Hi, Black Rose. Nice to see you. We're having audio and video sync issues, which is why we are top down. There is a bit of a delay. Danny, it's a reasonably old book. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you had. It's from the 60s. I'll need to look that up, Danny, because I'm sure I've read that, or at least I'm familiar with the story. I've also read the Adrian Mole books in school. Yeah, they're so good. You have books which are definitely comfort. Do you know what's interesting? I very rarely reread books, and one of my friends, she has books that's what she does. Like they're a comfort thing. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. That's one of her comfort books that she rereads all the time. I think that's really interesting. I'm more of a one and done kind of gal. The type of books that I read, there are a couple of books that I've read more than once. One of my favourite authors is Paulo Coelho, and I have read many of his books more than once. And my favourite book is The Alchemist. Also in the same vein as Mitch Albom, if anybody's likes Paulo Coelho as an author. Very enlightening and uplifting books, and most of them aren't a long read as well. As long as it still works, Black Rose. Okay, that's good. We kind of just decided to go for it. So, yeah, here we are. Here we are. I'm just kind of trying to embellish this slightly. I don't think I'm doing a very good job, honestly. I do actually think that this is past the point of saving. But we'll soldier on for another little while. I'm going to keep going till I've finished my beer. I'm aware it's 10 to 4 just now. I'm not in a terrible rush to finish up today. I do have a bajillion other things to be doing, like Cavemas stuff, but I'm quite happy to stay put and eat my wine gums and chat to you guys about books and things for another little while. I'll have a little dig about for you, Tracy, and see if there's anything else I can come up with that you might like to read. Black Rose got up at 4:30 this morning. Do you know, it's quite interesting. I was up really early this morning too. I was filming a YouTube video in the dark this morning. Mr. Jem thought I'd lost my marbles. Do you know what book just we were talking about when Ulrika was talking about nostalgic books? I used to absolutely love the Nancy Drew mysteries. I have read all of the Nancy Drew mysteries, and my teacher at school, I had this teacher at school, and I don't know what her thing about it was, but she had a bee in her bonnet about me reading these books because they were really old-fashioned. And I didn't really care. That was something I really liked about them, was the fact that they were old-fashioned, because it kind of put you in a certain place, you know. And she used to go mad. She's like, "Oh, you're not reading another Nancy Drew mystery. Read something else." And I was like, "Well, I've kind of read everything else in the library, so." Because I remember there was a bit of conflict about that because they wouldn't let me read adult books, but everything that was supposed to be at my level. This was at primary school, like I was quite young, so I was kind of stuck. And that caused a huge problem, and I ended up taking my mum's library books into school with me, because they wouldn't, well, basically they were like, "Oh, you can't do that." Mr. Danny isn't feeling well, so he's playing one of my comfort food games at Slime Rancher. Oh my god, that's amazing. Ah. A video in the dark. It's not that interesting, but it was required this morning. Yeah, Animal Farm. I was going to say that's pretty heavy going for a first read in English, don't you think? Jeez. Okay. I'm really not happy with this at all. I feel as if we've blended into the moon here too much. My moon's perfect, like I'm so happy. See if I just zoom in, see the texture on the moon and everything, like it's just, I couldn't ask for a better moon. It's just a shame everything else around it looks like a broccoli tree forest or something. I don't know where to put my signature on this either, like what am I even doing with this? Agatha Christie, that's funny. Not big into the Agatha Christie novels. Do you know where I'm going to sign this? I'm going to sign it in here. So I won't really throw that away. Patty also rereads Jane Austen. Wow. Interesting. Okay. I think this is probably one of the oddest artful things I've ever done. Like, it's just such an odd thing to do. Yeah, I bet you didn't figure that one out for yourselves, huh? That Thea's first language is actually not English. Isn't her Englishing amazing? Thinker, Dreamer, Sketcher, Spy. First reading in English was Jane Eyre. Wow, you guys all have like really heavy reading for your first book in a second language. That's crazy. Thea hated Jane Eyre. Do you know my favourite classic is Wuthering Heights, because everyone is so freaking angry in that book. Like, it's one of my favourite classics. Jane Eyre, I was kind of like a bit like, oh, get a grip of yourself, love. But yeah, Wuthering Heights, I love the fact that everybody's just like really ranty. That's a really early start, Black Rose. Obviously, I'm not like not questioning you, but I'm curious as to why you're having to start work so early. Now you could be a dairy farmer at that rate. I want to come and milk some cows. It's funny. I think the first English book I've read was of Mice and Men. Oh no, that's just not okay. Fourth language, beg your pardon. Even at that sucks. Yeah, I do. I love Wuthering Heights. That's my favourite. There's quite a few Dickens novels that I like as well, but Wuthering Heights is definitely, when it comes to classics, that's probably one of my favourites. Everyone's proper pissed. They are, Danny. They are. I'm gonna pop this out. I wanted to show you as well, for those of you that were in the members only live stream. Um, where's my sketchbook? I finished off Bear eventually. Wherever he's gone. Ah. that was totems as well from last time. Yeah, I just sat there. I didn't think it warranted putting his legs in, so I just didn't do it. Black Rose, kindergarten teacher. We open at 6. Oh. I was gonna say, like, see when you're reading in English for the first time, pick something like light and fun. Like, I hate that, especially educational establishments force really heavy going stuff onto people, because see, unless you're really into literature, a lot of the classics are absolutely boring, dry, and slow. Like, pick something a bit more exciting. To Kill a Mockingbird, yes. Okay, I'm up for that. That's a pretty good book. Yeah, yeah, quite heavy going, Marily's definitely, definitely. Wow, I've just realised my battery's flat in my watch. I have no time. Yeah, it's like, nope, you're done. I might as well take it off and charge it right now. I can't reach my charger for my watch because it's got beer in front of it. Wow, that's hilarious. Oh, the beer. There we go, I've just popped that on charge. I feel a bit bare now. I love how we've got into a book conversation. We're having a much more intellectual stream today. The last time we ended up talking about boobs and something else. Hi, Jock. You coming to see me? Oh, cuddles for this boy. Can you see a hairy ear? Oh, hi. What is it? Are you sad? Oh. Yeah, pink under hands for Thea. All right, Colzo, thanks for stopping in. Oh, I don't know. Oh, Jock smells so bad, like he actually needs a bath. Oh. Yeah, so for those of you not in the know, Mr. Jem is he is away on Thursday and Friday. He's going away for a couple of days, and I now have the task of bathing Jock on my own, and I can't leave it any longer because he stinks. Like, he smells really, really bad. It seems to be a thing that gets worse the older your dog gets, because Pip does not smell at all. She hasn't had a bath for months and months. But Jock's got that proper, like, just like oily, dirty feel about him, and he's got that kind of old doggy smell about him. He smells really, really bad. I feel terrible for saying that, but he definitely needs a bath. Ear flapping noises, yes, lots of ear flapping noises. That's funny. I suppose I should tidy up my Poscas while I'm here. While we're just hanging out, chilling out. Oh dear. Look, there's dog hair and everything in here. This needs cleaned out properly. This gets really like dusty because it sits on a shelf quite low to the floor because it's not something I use every day, and it tends to gather dog hair because it's just at doggy hair height, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I might as well sort all this stuff out while I'm here. Do a bit of sorting out. It'll be fine. Jock's actually really good in the bath. One of his favourite things, don't laugh, he likes a rubber duck, and he's killed off his last rubber duck, so I bought him a new set off of Amazon. And if you give him a rubber duck to play with in the bath, he will stand there as long as you need him to, you know, to shampoo him. Now, bearing in mind that Jock was an ex-working dog, he was kennelled, he used to be an outside dog. It's quite an achievement to be able to put a dog like that in a bath and like shampoo them. So little wins, but yeah, we've got to get the rubber ducks out. And if you happen to take a bath and you do not shut the door properly, again, the doors in this house don't seem to work properly. Oh, mangled paper. Oh. Right, Jock. We'll go and see then. I think Jock's heard Mr. Jem coming in. I jumped about 6 feet in the air there. Yeah. Yeah, that is him, I think. Hear him. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, so to get him baths, that's quite an achievement. Enjoy. Woof yourself. He enjoys the bath. See, I hate it when your pup smells corn chippy. That's, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Isn't Jem going to do more cow sketching soon? Yeah, at the next members live stream, Tracy, we're gonna do Barbara in water soluble pencil. You're quite excited with the rubber ducky talk. Jock loves the rubber duck, but yeah. So if you're in the bath, you get pestered to death, and he'll sit there and eyeball you, and he wants you to play with the rubber duck. If you sit it on like the edge of the bath, he likes to knock it into the bath with his nose. That game's been going on for years. So yeah, if you want peace in the bath, you've got to make sure the door's shut really tightly. God, look at the state of this. This is bad. Give this a wipe out. Right, Jock, come on out from under there. He's hiding under the desk now. Someone's found a rubber ducky emoji. Yeah, he does actually play with a rubber duck in the bath. 100%. See, now, if Mr. Jem was here, I would get him to film me bathing him, but I can't bath him and film him at the same time. But yeah, we have a Scottish word for messing about in water, and it's to skiddle. So Jock loves like a skiddle in the bath. He's a skiddly dog. Pip's a skiddly dog too. She likes jets of water though. You know, like the hose or something. She likes to play with that, or puddles. She likes to splish through puddles. When she was a puppy, she used to go snorkeling in her water bowl. Like, she used to submerge her entire snout in the water and she would blow bubbles. That was a kind of puppy phase she went through. She grew out of that though. Petition for a rubber duck emoji. Is that what we want the next emoji to be? I think we're not far off. If we get another couple of members, we can have another emoji, because it's limited by the number of members that you've got. Okay, that's a bit better. Just give that a wee wipe out there. Let me have a look and see how far away we are from having another emoji. Because I can look this up. Let me just have a wee wander about in here. That reminds me, I'll need to delete that last live stream, the one that only lasted like a couple of minutes. That just reminds me as well, guys, see if you haven't left a like on this live stream, if you wouldn't mind doing that just now, that would be real nice. Right, let's see the membership stuff, because I'm sure I'm sure it tells you somewhere. Yep, here we go, hang on. Emoji. Hold the emoji. Add another emoji. Okay, we can't have another emoji until we have another 3 members. So we need to be getting together 3 more memberships, and I will allow for a rubber duck emoji after that. However, that's not to say we can't have one over on the Discord for our already members. The Jock's really struggling here. What's wrong, son? Something's upsetting him. I don't know what it is. Right, okay, so yeah, Big Posca's in this side. Mopper's in this side. The wind's really picked up outside. It dried off completely there. It had been raining all morning here, and it had dried off, but it sounds as if it's gotten a bit wild. We are now at Storm Ciarán. If anybody, I think it's more the south that are getting it, but we're on our second storm in less than 2 weeks. So yay for that. I said to the lady in the post office this morning, it's ridiculous being a Scottish person and saying I'm sick of getting rained on, but I really am. Like, I'm so fed up with it. Rubber Duck reminds me of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now there's a series of books that I really like. Okay, what have we got here? So this is 3 M's and 5 M's. Oh, chucking them away. Sorry, Jock. Oh. Then I've got the odd size ones like the Lyra pens and the Molotov pens. Right, let's put 5 M's in here. 1 M's I'll put to the side just now. Dinky ones. What are the squeezy tubes? Oh, did you miss that bit of the stream as well, Patty? These are the Posca moppers. Basically they've got sponges in them, so they're good for covering really large areas, and you can squeeze them and they'll create like run marks. So they're quite good. They take a bit of getting used to. It was a Thinker, Dreamer, Sketcher, Spy that was talking about them. There is a bit of a learning curve to them, but they're great for large areas. I use them for shop windows. Let me put that in now. The weather's crazy, yeah. Ulrika, you've made sure nothing. Have you got weather warnings, Ulrika? See, I don't think we've to get much of it here in Scotland, honestly. I think we've had our battering, but it's just to be like a lot of rain. But see, that sounds like the wind's picked up outside. That doesn't bode well at all. quite a few past Mopper and these big chunky ones. I bought them specifically for doing the Christmas shop window. The rest of these I've just acquired. So I haven't actually done it intentionally, it's just kind of happened. Let me skinny one. Yeah, I'll just leave that out too. That's more like a 3M. Get this sorted out. Worn at 65ml per and a lot of rain. Yeah, the rain seems to be the killer, doesn't it? I'm going to start like... Again, I was talking to the lady in the post office. It's unsurprising that the first people, like the first point of contact for me when I move somewhere is always the person that runs the post office, because I see them twice a week, every week. So the lady in the post office, she interestingly is also from the West Coast, and so we were talking this morning about what I call Ayrshire rain, and she calls it West Coast rain. It's like, yeah, it's the same thing, and we are on the East Coast and it feels like West Coast weather. We're like, yeah, we're definitely getting Ayrshire rain. I wish it'd stop freaking raining. Okay, getting there now. Get it sorted out. Right, that's better. That was some semblance of order here. Things were just getting a wee bit out of hand. Right, now what we do is pop this up here. And then I can put the wee skinny ones in there. Ta-da! All good. And normally I tuck my rags in these bits and they just kind of like hang over the sides. Texas were having a brief 10 degrees C spell, down from a rather warm average of 40. Okay. It's cooler in Texas. It's not cooler in Texas than it is here, I can tell you that for nothing. But it's not kicking the rear off it, so there you go. Interesting. Didn't think the weather in Texas would ever be close to the weather in Edinburgh, but there you are. First time for everything. Okay, right. That I feel better about my life now, like I really do. I forgot about my tape as well. I didn't match that up on purpose. That was also a happy accident. I love it when stuff like that happens. Okay, nicely done. Alright guys, getting through this beer now. Yeah, I find it quite interesting because quite a few people in England have said that you know, the trees and stuff haven't really gone into full autumn yet. Like, we're almost past that stage up here now. But our temperatures have dropped substantially. Like, we are now into mid-single figures. We're like 5, 6, 7 degrees. We have had a couple of days with highs of 9 or 10, but yeah. Well, I was going to say, Danny, are you not stupidly warm all the time? Is that not what Texas is for? All the trees are confused. Our trees are definitely not confused. For those of you that are top tier members, I have got together all the footage for your members vlog, and there are a lot of pretty tree sections, you know, with all the leaves changing and everything. So if you like that kind of thing, you've got that to look forward to in a few days' time. I haven't started editing the footage yet because well, this keeps happening and it kind of annoys me, but all the subscription boxes always land together. Upcrate was delayed, so I literally got Upcrate and Scroller box on the same day, and then the Artful box landed 2 days later. So I'm kind of up to my armpits in subscription boxes just now. But once I've got the filming part done for them, my priority is to edit the vlog footage for the top tier cavers. Yeah. I don't know what... I don't think I would survive if I lived in Texas. I don't do well in heat, to be honest. Yeah, so yeah, Jan's actually not that, when I say not that far away from me, it's like a 3.5 hour-ish drive. Not that far. But Jan's sent me a photo this morning and her trees look very much like our trees. So we've obviously got the same type of weather because we're kind of on the same side as well, aren't we, Jan? Yeah, the upgrade was pretty late. It really was. I don't want to say too much on that because, well, you know, I've still got a video to put out. Anyway, yeah. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm really sorry about the audio syncing thing. I just hope that YouTube sorts itself out for tomorrow, because we are live streaming again tomorrow afternoon, guys. For those of you who missed me talking about that earlier, we are, rather than having a colouring video tomorrow, because obviously it's Thursday tomorrow, we are going to be live streaming the final part of the unicorn double page in Tales from the City Amongst the Stars, and I will be continuing on with that until it's finished tomorrow, so that might be quite a long stream. So fingers crossed that YouTube sorts out its audio problems and doesn't ruin my fun yet again. Thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you've still enjoyed this in some shape or form. I kind of feel like I'm done with this now. I feel like I can put this away and be at peace with myself, because I don't think I was going to do much more with it. I'm also really pleased that I got my Posca tray cleaned out. Oh, that's fine. Okay, guys, have an enjoyable rest of your day. For those of you who are going to be in the thick of Storm Ciarán, please be safe, look after each other, and obviously let us know tomorrow that you're alright, because I do kind of worry about stuff like that sometimes. And hopefully I will see some of you back here in the cave tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon. That's at 2 p.m. GMT at Greenwich Mean Time. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. So bye bye for now.